What was your importance to stop me from eating?
Stopping you from me, you ain't stopped.
Yeah, I finished now. You was eating. You didn't want to get up because you was eating. You wanted to get up.
No. I'm teaching. I was giving him the 7 characteristics of a wise man. And what I asked you is, do you know what happened with the internet?
Oh, I don't know what happened to me.
All right.
Okay. I was enjoying my food.
Yeah, I know. That's the activity. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when you say a wise man always conducts himself, do you think that or is that his environment each time he enters the atmosphere?
Well, yeah, that's based on the morals of each person, individual or group, right? In terms of to say, like say in Black culture, right? If an old person is talking to you and you don't look them in the face, that's disrespect. But in Japan, if an old person is talking to you and you look them in the face, that's disrespect. You see what I'm saying? So it's based on that, but then it's based on the situation you're dealing with too. You see what I mean? Because what you might do if you go to a club, right, where it's, hip hop party or something, it's not the same thing you're gonna do if you go to a party with 7-year-olds. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's specific to all of them things, but if you notice, right, that was, I think, the first thing on there. Says a wise man is always aware of his atmosphere and surroundings. You understand what I mean? Because all that's going to make the application of, mathematics specific to each situation. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go ahead and look those over, and we're gonna go into a little. What is this? It's the turn sideways. So here we go here. We got Shabik, J Sun, JF, Mia, Malik Low, Khalid Asil, BC Realm, got Knowledge, Malik Low. All right, happy born day to the young God. Coach, your born day. said, how come Antediluvian King is not on iTunes? That would be news to me. I would have to check this. It should be on there. Last I checked, it was on there. That's why I listen to it. Shalad. True Self, Divine Truth, West Coast Wise, and my Gilchrist. It's like this. I'll turn the sound on. BG Divine. Put sound here. I guess it just is what it is. Yeah. 793rd. I don't know what's going on. I ain't got my equipment is it's not behaving as it should. So I can't figure out how to maneuver today. You know what I'm saying? But you know, today we started off with the brothers in here. He's back. He's about to get into some of the 7 characteristics of a wise man and how that pertains to you know, how we apply these mathematics, you know what I mean? Because that's related to what the title is today in the civilization class, knowledge to build or knowledge to destroy. So, you know, we'll take a page out of our book from back in the days, right? And I'm gonna ask the room, right? What is the difference, you know, between the knowledge to build and the knowledge to destroy? You know, or what is the knowledge to build and what is the knowledge to destroy? Anyone, Bueller? Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, my catalog is like that on there. It's you know, they got a system that they use. Listen, Divine Truth said the difference is that one is adding and one is taking away. If anybody new that's coming in the room, the question is the difference. What is the difference between the knowledge to build and the knowledge to destroy? Or how is it that you would define the knowledge to build and the knowledge to destroy? True Self said the knowledge to build adds on, the knowledge to destroy is to take away. Shamik Jason said, I see the knowledge to build as knowledge that adds on to the cipher, and knowledge to destroy is knowledge used to take away from the cipher. JF said, I think the skill set necessary to do either is what the difference is. The skill set necessary to do either is what the difference is. DC Ralph said, yeah, and it can work both ways, positive or negative. JF said, leaders build easily, followers destroy when trying to lead and not prepared. But Shalai said, I got an answer upon you truth. I want to give everyone a chance to add on first. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. Anyone else? Anyone? Bueller? DC Ram said, you can add on and someone take the same knowledge to destroy it. Shamik Jason said, it depends on the determined idea. True said also what has to be present is knowledge. The most important part, you have to have knowledge of what you are building or destroying. 793 said, consciously bringing forth two different fruit. Ahmad Gilchrist said, only the righteous can build that which is born right. Lord Shalai said, the only difference is the application. Eric Green said, I see it as discernment in action. You may have to destroy something to add on or build to destroy what is detrimental. West Coast Wise, for you right now, the question is, what's the difference between the knowledge to build and the knowledge to destroy? We got some good answers. I thought they started to take a turn towards the answer, towards the end there, in that the difference is you. The difference, or rather to knowledge, is to build, or rather is to destroy, is you. You see what I'm saying? Like physics is knowledge, right? It's shown and proven. We live with it every day, right? So when we live in a house, right, that's physics. Even if the people was building a house without the knowledge of those particular mathematical formulas, the principles of physics is still what they use. You understand what I mean? For something to hold that roof up, for that door to be able to swing both ways, all of that's the laws of physics, right? But those same laws can be used to make nuclear weapons. You see what I'm saying? Or, nuclear itself. It can be used to, powerhouses to give power to hospitals and schools, or it can be used to bring about death, hell, and destruction. See, that's the fine line that, when you go out there into the world, right, you might confuse yourself because you got knowledge. Because you got knowledge, you might confuse yourself that you building. But see, at the end of the day, you gotta look at the fruit that's coming from that. See, anything that exists, right, it got positive and negative in it. Every atom that exists, it got positive and negative in it, right? And it's about, whatever is the expression of the positive and negative in that atom, right? Whatever is the other atoms that element compounds itself with, all of that is going to determine whether that atom is poisonous or whether it gives life. You understand what I'm saying? Like, carbon dioxide got oxygen in it. Carbon monoxide got oxygen in it. You see, is nothing changed about the oxygen. What changes the expression. You see, you got to be careful of that, right? Especially for the people that you in that peace, guys. Especially for the people that you in the location where peace, guys, peace. Especially where you in the location where you just coming out with the knowledge. I mean, like right now we in New York, right? Where the knowledge has been here for decades. But see, wherever you at, right? All people see is that you got the knowledge. That's why you hear, people talking about, they know 5%ers that wasn't really about, like you might come and say you a 5%er, right? And sometimes when you come and say you a 5%er, knowledge has already been added to that cipher. So as soon as you say your name, they say, oh, you the guy, yo, peace, guy. You can tell from the reaction of the people there. You see what I mean? And sometimes you come into a cipher and you're the one who's going to have to make your knowledge add a cipher over there. And see, at the end of the day, what's going to be the difference in those people's response? Whether they ready to learn from you or whether they ready to run you out of it. It's all based on the application. Because they don't really know. If just in terms of you speaking, you saying this, you saying that, they hear you saying the same thing. They hear you saying the same thing. So even in terms of what we got to do, right? Everybody come in their own good time. You can't really measure yourself by what Allah did in his time. He already did that. You can't do it over. You come in your own time. You got a job, what you got to do. You understand what I'm saying? And whether you activate that or not is whether you use your knowledge to build or use your knowledge to destroy. Don't think you're going to just maintain. Like we say that, but see, even the science of maintaining is an act of science. Just for you to hold yourself up, that's actually, you don't think about it because you do it every second of the day. But even just to sit up burns calories. So there's no real, you're just gonna hold steady, which is what people want, right? When they looking for salvation. Yeah, they not looking for what their knowledge could build or how their knowledge could destroy them in their surroundings. They looking for salvation to where, you know, like when you go to heaven, that's it. You just chill out there. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole signs of, you know, when you go to the Christian funeral, that's what they tell you. That, you know, you laying all your burdens down. But look at when they telling you that. Yeah, when you're dead. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, if you want to maintain, and even then, you ain't going to maintain. The atoms in your body are still going to be going through signs of change. You see what I'm saying? So that's where decomposition. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. See, so that's what happens to a lot of people. You know what I mean? You gotta look at what it is that you actually doing. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily the knowledge that you have. That's how people get caught up with the white man's knowledge and yo, this came out of that book. I don't fuck where it came from. The only thing that matters is if it can be shown and proven is right and exact. See, if you start getting concerned with all that other stuff, now you're not dealing with knowledge, you're dealing with wisdom. So you're dealing with the messenger, you're dealing with the current the message came in, you're dealing with all this other shit except the knowledge. So now you're gonna stop your own self from being able to build because you can't accumulate the knowledge that it takes to do no building. Like somebody said, you got to actually have some expertise in what you're doing. Mm. You see what I mean? Because a little bit of knowledge would be the knowledge to destroy you too. Because you half-ass doing shit. See, everything right now, you get this knowledge, right? You can go into an atmosphere, right? And hold that knowledge above people's heads. See, in the world we live in right now, knowledge is money. People get paid by what they know and shit. Who they know, whatever it is, knowledge is money. So now, how you going to use that? You know what I mean? Are you going to use it to, you know, add on? All right, now this person over here know how to get some money. Or you going to use it to hold over everybody's head so you can take advantage. So you could hold it over the people's heads to the point, right? You could hold it over people's heads to the point where you can be partaking in savage behavior. But because you got more knowledge than everybody else, you can make it seem like civilization, righteousness, and knowledge itself it is science to everything in life. That's the real difference between the knowledge to build and the knowledge to destroy. See, like I said, we don't have alternative facts and conspiracy theories over here at the 5%. We don't take things on face value, meaning we do our own research on things. You know, if you tell us something, we want to know where you got that from. We want to see if we could go research what you researched and came out with the same conclusion. That's how scientists do. If you say you did an experiment and came out a certain way, now other people, they see that that's right. See, don't get caught up, right? And, you know, not understanding, right, that you yourself, as well as the people that's around you, right? How y'all come out show and prove whether you had the knowledge to build or the knowledge to destroy. Meaning, like right now, right? You see when y'all be talking and we bring up any person's name, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's firstborn, Prince Salah, Juma, whatever, and you be saying, yeah, you know, I knew that person. I walk with that person, boo, boo, yeah, me and this person. Let me tell you something. A lot of people use that as like a badge of honor. You see, I looked at it also as, you know, there's a certain amount of weight to that. Like there's certain people, like, you know, if you say, yo, you know, I learned all this stuff from Umar, like, wait a minute. You was around Umar and then this is how you came out in life? Like, I'm just saying, like, and that's not just, you know, that's not in a vacuum. That could be anything. Like right now, if somebody tell you, yo, I got a medical degree from Harvard, right? And they living on Skid Row, you going, yo, what happened? What happened? So by that same token, the person comes, they don't know no lessons, right? They not having no positive impact, right? Beyond their own self. Maybe they got a job or something. But they telling you about all these great legends of the nation that they work with. To me, that's stupid. You should be ashamed of that. Instead of people, you know, yo, you had to know this long, that long. Listen, man, you should be ashamed. See, because here's what happens. Here's what happens. If your knowledge don't build, right, your wisdom don't have a cipher. Your wisdom don't have a cipher.
I have used the ground. That nature of that thing.
You
know what I'm saying? But where did that make come from? Folks think things back to the knowledge. Everything that go back to the knowledge. To get back to the knowledge, you can't go wrong. Right? So when I say something to you, you gotta keep that back to the knowledge.
Yeah, a lot of people might as well go to church because, you know, I actually was dealing with that concept today where, you know, I saw something and I realized that some of the modern religions are worse than Christianity.
But I was researching. But I didn't want to put,
you know, by,
unless I got really new.
You know, modern religions, you know, I'm not just talking about where they have a kind of defined deity in a you know, savior story and all that. You know what I mean? Just some of the things that you know, people believe. You know what I'm saying? When people start telling you about the you know, magical or mystical powers, right, of whoever a particular individual is that they trying to get you to believe in, right? They got to tell you about all these magical and mystical powers that this person has. People be name dropping, not knowing that it's harder on them okay, Savior, your main man, I expect you to know some shit because Savior gives it up every time to talk to him. Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, like I said, I recall, when it was like, name dropping. It's like, listen, a person will come into this life. They misquote their degrees, right? Now, one of the things that people say, when they misquote their degrees is, listen, well, that's how my degrees go, right? But I remember when we knew each other that well, I could ask you, well, who you got lessons from? That person, nah, I know that person. And their lessons don't say that. Like, see, now you on some 10% shit. Now you're using my name to shield your dirty religion. You going around, right? You not doing what you're supposed to do, and then you saying my name as if now that makes you righteous. What else is that? See, like I said, listen, man, look, here's the thing. You got to study yourself. You can't just know. See, that's what a lot of people, they want to come around, right? And they think it's, okay, I'm going to ask these 6 questions and then I'm going to know. No, you're going to ask 6 questions. And then if you wise, right, you see that you get some seeds planted that you could go shine some light and water on, right, and bring to some kind of fruition. That's what a lot of people right now, they don't want to study, they want to know. You see, when you don't want to study and you just want to know, what ends up happening? You end up believing it. Then what happened is a deep, deep lesson. Well, the mathematics on it tells you the story of that. You understand what I'm saying? Understanding knowledge. If you understood the knowledge, then you'll be able to live it out. You'll be able to use it to build. Right? Because it's the same knowledge that the colored man is using to destroy. ABG Divine said, belief is letting someone put their 2 before your 1. I mean, I would even go further to say is, you put in there, it's not you letting them do it. You're the one putting their 2 before your 1. You built with him already, God?
Hmm?
You built with him already?
No, I was just giving it the mathematics. You say you needed the mathematics and learn it.
Yeah, he just coming right now. That's why he ain't got it.
Okay,
That's why
Yeah.
So you said the boss ain't gonna give it to you.
But you know, that right there, I don't know if anybody got any questions on that. But you know, just in terms of, you know, it was a brother named Positive Influence that he always used to say that everything that we doing and saying is being recorded on audio and videotape. So see, like you see people, they saying this about the guys, they saying that about the guys. Yeah, that's what you did. Like we out here in the public, you can't say you out here to affect the world and then the world don't know nothing about you. And you gotta take the good with the bad. If you don't want it to be bad that people talk, then don't do bad. But see, at the end of the day, you can't be religious and think, you know, just because you was an eyewitness that the black man has died, that's going to be the difference between whether you build or whether you destroy. Everything is being recorded on audio and videotape. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, justice, there's no limitation of time on justice. The justice don't always come back to you from the person you did something wrong to. It don't always come back to you, you know what I'm saying? You know, you might think it's gonna be tit for tat, and the other person is not. It's gonna be tit for tat, 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 tat. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta acknowledge what you build, right? Acknowledge what you destroyed, right? Because see, look at the math on that, right? If you don't acknowledge what you build, right? What might happen when you get the wisdom bill? And then what's going to happen when you get the understanding bill? Forget about freedom bill, you ain't going to make it. Because if you don't acknowledge what you build, it can destroy you. See, if what you doing, that's crazy. If what you doing, right, you don't pay attention that is building, right, you're going to turn around one day and see the destruction. See, like how many people, right, especially if you from the hood, right, how many people you know that's like, yo, if I would have known the kind of destruction what I was doing was going to bring about, whether it's in my own life or the people around me and shit, right, I never would have did none of that shit. It wasn't worth it. But see, at the time, they wasn't paying attention to whether their wisdom was building or destroying. And the things that they did themselves was the devil that had to be taken off the planet. Who's this? DC Washington president. Welcome to the channel. But does anybody have any questions out there we're gonna shift over here to the brother. He gave the 7 characteristics of a wise man today, right? So would you think of that right there that you've been looking at over?
So what I thought about it was, I think to me the most important was like not like speaking on things that he doesn't know. I bet a lot of people do that. Like when you're in a room full of people, let's say they have to talk about things that they think they know just to have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And most people don't want to just listen. They can gain something or kind of listen just to hear what somebody's saying, just so they can dissect it for themselves to see if that's really fact or if it's true or if it's opinion or the real stuff behind it. Or they'll maybe agree to it and think that yeah, that's what it is, and they'll take it for face value. Like people do that, like with pastors in the church and everything. Like, oh yeah, he said that, so it must be, and he said it came from. So it's like, oh wow, like that one stuck out to me because I remember my teacher always telling me like, act like you know. And so I used to take that and run with it and everything. Saying I was patient. And then I realized like by me doing that, I was like in certain settings, bullshit look stupid. So I stopped doing that because I was like, I don't know. So by me acting like I know, I'm not gonna gain any knowledge from anybody, and I'm also not gonna take away what I need that I don't need.
Yeah. Those are principles, right? Like, see, you got the knowledge, right? But then we got certain ethics and morals and principles, certain things we don't do. Certain things we not with, like, that's what you do. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? We not hitting, but we don't get down with them. You see what I'm saying? So how we relate to people. You understand what I'm saying? The 7 characteristics of a wise man, starts taking you to those levels. And you got the lessons, right? And that's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Right? But then you got to get to culture, power, and property. Right? You got to get to God, build, destroy, and born. Right? In order to be complete. So now you get to the point where it's like, all right, we're supposed to be teaching. How do you even get this message across? Right? If you're not displaying the 7 characteristics of the wise man, and not saying that, you're going by the letter, but I'm saying that a person who's watching you, right? And you coming to them to teach them about civilization, and you over there arguing with everybody, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're not going to be able to see it. You know what I mean? Because, even with Christianity, right? That's what Jesus was supposed to be, somebody to come to the planet so they could see the spirit of God in him, right? And imitate his ways and actions, right? You know what I'm saying? He's an example of how people are supposed to be. So by the same token, you know what I mean? You got to be that example. Like there's some other things, right? Like, see, look, to be God, you got to have money. You don't got to have Elon Musk's money, but that's the solution sometimes. You see, we can analyze all of that, but I'm saying that at the end of the day, see, Jesus, right, didn't have dollars and coins. But if the people is hungry, Jesus gives them some fish. You understand what I'm saying?
That's the same thing as giving out wealth.
Yeah.
About the fish and the bread.
Right.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? We having a party. Yeah, please get some glasses. We got some wine. You guys be able, you see what I'm saying? Because that's something that the people are saying, that we don't see how your knowledge is building. If you talking all this shit, but you right here with us, starting too, how we supposed to see what's going on? Because you gotta remember the other people is not in that, they don't have that level of sight yet. They can only see from here to there. But in all the different sciences that you hear, it's always the people is in need of something, right? And then somebody's got to come, somebody that's from that people. The savior of every people came from that people. See, like Moses was a Jew. Harriet Tubman was a slave. Whoever is the people, it don't never be, a Chinese person came to Africa and broke the back of colonialism and shit. That don't happen. You know what I mean? Because first of all, a person from over there don't even have the same understanding of what's going on over here. You see what I mean? Just like, as you growing up, and well, at least in my era, you hearing about slavery, right? But you don't realize that, it's all other forms of oppression going on all around the world too.
Main focus was slavery.
Well, that was
when I was listening to school and stuff, they kept saying trades and stuff.
Well, see, they gotta, that's another thing, another level, in terms of what they teach you in school, and the limitation of that is about separating all the people. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a small group of people, right? And we say 10%. When you look at the news, they tell you that it's even smaller than that. It's the 0.1%, right? If you got 0.1% of people, right, with all this, money and power, whatever it is, right, then the biggest threat to them is the 99% of people. So they got to constantly do things to make sure that 99% of people never unifies. You see what I'm saying? Or even gets to kind of the same point at the same time. Like that's what happened in the 60s, where you have people that were separate, right? But they all had the same kind of, ideas about protesting the government at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So you got civil rights, you got anti-war, you got women's lib, you got, you know what I'm saying? You got all these different movements, rock and roll coming at the same time. So, yeah, that's kind of the world that we live in right now, is the world that was created by the government in corporate America after that happened. And after they realized that, all right, this is a problem. How do we avoid this happening again? So now we in this world where, the individual kind of trumps all. Yeah. Even if it's not so much dog eat dog, it's everybody's a boss.
What they mean by to me?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But see, with that right there, what you gotta realize is that's not that title itself to fuck your head up.
Yeah, they do. Every time somebody say it, fuck my head up. I'm like, what do you mean? So you mean not everybody can believe him?
See, it don't mean that, but you know what it means? is that on Monday, it might be something that we're doing, right? Where you the chief. But on Tuesday, we might be doing something else, right? Where you're not the best know at that. And you gotta know how to be a private soldier. See, that's, when there's leadership, right? As opposed to a leader, right? See, leaders don't always have leadership, good leadership, right? Some leaders have led their people to slaughter. You know what I'm saying? Some people have led their people somewhere and their people starved to death. You ever heard of the Donner Party? Yes, these people, they was trying to get to California and they didn't leave at the right time and they got trapped off in the mountains. And they had to resort to cannibalism. You know what I'm saying? Like, as they were saying that some of the people was just dying and they was eating them, but, it was like, nah, some of the people was actually, killing each other, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. But it's like a famous story of kind of like how savage people could go, you know what I'm saying? Like, they, like, all types of things were supposed to have happened there that
Was it a plane fire?
Nah, that's a different one. I know what you're talking about. That's somewhere in South America. This is in the 1800s. And when they going through whatever the pass, when they trying to go through the pass to get to California, they get caught up in the snow. You know what I'm saying? They're just saying that shit, he didn't, that they call it the Donner Party. He was the leader. See what I'm saying? And you got other leaders, Harriet Tubman, you got families up there now. That's like, yeah, that's how we got it. You see what I'm saying? So when you got leadership amongst the people, right, that means that a person's activity, right? A person's, when a person builds, it provides an example that everybody around will only be a fool not to, you know what I'm saying? Your person might don't like that word follow, but if you see somebody, if we in a burning building, right? And guy runs out and then we hear him outside saying, yo, and we don't go the way he went, we just was stupid. We might hesitate too long and now that way ain't even open no more. You see what I'm saying? He didn't have to tell us, all right, everybody do this, everybody do that. He provided leadership. You see what I'm saying? So, that's kind of what you got to do when you're dealing with people that got knowledge. You're not going to be able to tell them what to do. You got to show them how it's done. This is here.
So how do you do that with your physicality, your words, your mannerism, how you speak, what you do in action?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, like I said, people see you, right? And the cream always rises to the top. Everybody they want to be the cream. You know what I'm saying? So, Ramya is the type of clothes that people wear, you know what I'm saying? The type of slang people use, whatever it is, they're going to take certain cues because that's just the science of learning, right? They're going to take certain cues from people that they see as being successful out there. You understand what I'm saying? So, that's one of the things that society does, you know what I mean, is I wouldn't say they hide the people that's successful through positivity, but they definitely put a lot of promotion and marketing on people that is successful because of something negative. You see what I'm saying? So they know that's going to have an influence on the people.
People to follow that person because they got so much publicity on their name.
Right. And they, that's something that they control in terms of who gets the publicity and who don't get the publicity. You know what I'm saying? Who's able to do, 50 things that's out of the ordinary and still, be on TV, and who's, we just hear a rumor that you did something and you eliminated from the mainstream or whatever. You see what I'm saying? These is we got a lesson to say, well, they were made blind, deaf, and dumb by the devil when they was babies, right? But the methods by which they do that, you see what I'm saying? Meaning that, for every sense that you got, right? For every sense that you got, it makes a certain imprint on your brain. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're looking at something and listening to it, right, you are absorbing the knowledge of that thing with two senses instead of one. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So over time, right, if at one time J.P. Morgan controlled people's minds through the newspapers, he was friends with a dude named, what's that guy's name? Hearst. And him and Hearst controlled people's minds through the newspaper. You know what I'm saying? But then the radio got popular where everybody got radio in their house. So now they control people's mind through the newspaper and the radio, right? But both of those things, you got to use a lot of your own imagination. See, if you just read the thing, right? I got to imagine how your voice sounded when you said this. You know what I mean? If they say, yo, the person yelled this, you got to imagine that. You got to imagine what the person looked like. The person had on a yellow jacket. You got to imagine all of that in your mind, right? But now, if you got the radio, now you don't got to imagine what the person sound like, right? That's a little bit less that you use in your brain, right? But now, if we pop forward to TV, right? Now, they control your mind through that. Now you see the picture, you hear the sound, and they can show you the little thing to read down at the bottom. Now you got the internet. You see what I'm saying? Where the shit interacts with your brain and everything and puts on what you was already just thinking about. Puts it right on your timeline or whatever it is you're looking at. Puts it in the advertiser on the side. You see what I'm saying? So, you don't really use your brain. Like once upon a time, people used to have 50 or 100 telephone numbers just in their head. That you could come and ask me. Like right now, I can tell you, my great grandmother, she returned in the 90s, like 1998. She returned to the Ashes, right? Her number was 757-3893. I remember that from the 70s. You understand what I'm saying? I remember 842-4288, all types of numbers. You see what I'm saying? 882-8520. We had, because there was no cell phones. Like that was That was a part of you being allowed to go outside. Like before you was allowed to go outside, you had to, you know, your grandmother's number, you know, our number, you know, just certain people, if anything happened, you called her, you had to know it. You see, now they give you your phone, you use your brain a little bit less. So see, your shit is just down. Your guards is down. See, as a 5%, you gotta be on point because as soon as you come outside, people gonna be questioning you and see if you on point. So you gotta be using your brain. So now when everything else is coming at you, your brain is sharpened. But if we keep doing everything for you, when your brain don't gotta do nothing, right? Then your brain get atrophied. And so now I can tell you some shit and your brain don't have the powers to discern for itself no more. Because all the decisions, they put the shit on that you was just thinking about. So now you don't, once they do that, see, now they your whole way of life, that's not thinking is part of being a person. That's what Homo sapien means. That's what sapiens, that's what they're part of. So you can't, if you're not, now they put you at a level where now it's like the in the Matrix.
Basically, what they were saying, they basically leave. They basically, if you take the H out of sheep and put an L, they basically putting you to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Well, now it's the other way though. It was sleep, you know, up until I can't tell you when they hit the switch, but now it's sleep deprivation, where they overload you with so much shit that you know, eventually you're like, look, I ain't got time. And see, before they didn't even really mention the pyramids like that. But see, now they give you 500,000 different alien stories of where the pyramids came from. So now you ain't interested because of that. You know what I'm saying? People know how to read now. That was a big thing up until, you know, probably World War II. Is that, you know, most people ain't know how to read.
But would you read it?
Yeah, that's true too. A lot of people, even if they read it, right, reading the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Or they read the newspapers from J.P. Morgan and Hearst or whatever it might be, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying that once they're able to read, the potential, right, for you to keep the knowledge above the people's heads, right, disappears. You understand what I'm saying? Because the people know now. You understand what I mean? Like if I know where there's loaves of bread for 50 cents, right? And I come back to the hood and I sell them for $3 a loaf, right? Okay, if everybody finds out where that spot is, I can't make that money no more. Everybody gonna go get their own 50 cent, their own 50 cent loaf of bread. You see what I'm saying? So once people is able to read, once people is able to research, you understand what I'm saying? Then you can't tell people stuff like you know, rain is tears from the angels and shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? You know, it's different things of that nature, you know, just in terms of people getting sick and dying that, you know, you can control all the people over that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, look, let's say the bubonic plague, right? The people don't know the science of germs. So when you tell them that, yo, well, listen, what this is all about, you haven't been paying, you haven't been tithing right. You ain't even giving enough money to the church, and now God is mad. So if you know what's good for you, go pass that paper. See, that's the type of shit you could do when the people can't get no kind of knowledge for themselves. You know what I mean? They had a control on all the knowledge. You know what I mean? But now that people got knowledge, it's like, okay, now we gotta look. You got disinformation, right? Or you got misinformation, and then you got disinformation. You know what I'm saying? Misinformation is I'll tell you some wrong shit. You know, disinformation is, you know, I'm just giving you information, you know what I'm saying, that is just negating whatever the fuck it is that you think. So that's what they doing to people now. Is more, you know, propaganda and disinformation. You know what I'm saying?
You said that's same thing. So are those two words synonymous with one another? I'm giving you misinformation. I wasn't trying to, but I'm also giving disinformation. So you won't refute what information I just gave you.
I mean, they can fall under the same category, but here's the thing with disinformation. I can tell you some shit that's true. It's just not relevant.
Like just word salad.
Yeah. That's disinformation. Yeah. That's a good example. You know what I'm saying?
Because some people ask the question and they just keep talking. And I'm like, well, you didn't really answer the question. You think I think you answered the question, but you really didn't.
But then the time was up though. And then whatever it was that you needed that information for, you already missed it. That's disinformation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can. So, get back to just those characteristics right there, is we universally oneself, right? Right. Each person is a certain point of experience, right? That however you express this knowledge and wisdom, right, is unique to you. You know what I'm saying? And how you express the information, right, can be civilized or uncivilized. You know what I'm saying? It can be wise or unwise. You see what I'm saying? All of these things right here, you gotta start learning something with we call truth in season. See, any seed that you plant out of season is not gonna bear no fruit. To see truth out of season can take many manifestations. See what I'm saying? Meaning, it's certain knowledge, right, that you want to give to a little kid, right? They're not ready for that knowledge. See that truth is out of season. You know what I'm saying? Or it might be something that's true, but in this particular forum, there's no real point in saying that. There's no positivity that's going to come from that, right? That's out of season. You understand what I'm saying?
You know what's going to come from it. It's like something that didn't really need to be said.
Yeah, something. Yeah, and that's out of season.
Like telling the family secret at a birthday party.
And, right. Yeah, that truth is way out of season. Yeah, where it's like, what was your purpose of saying that? Instead, something negative towards those people and shit. Nobody wasn't going to use that knowledge to grow and develop and shit. You see what I mean? And see, we got a lot of that in our community in general right now. You see all these war stories that people go out there and tell. You ain't stopping nobody from doing that. But you know, that's the way it is. That's the history that they choose to renew. You understand what I mean? You can repeat history, right? But we got what we call renewing history, meaning that you add on, right? You continue the things that was positive, that went well, and you improve or eliminate the things that didn't go well. We catch up in the room over here. Yeah, see, look, everybody in here is saying the same thing. Brother said he remembered his grandmother's numbers from 1976. Yeah, that's how great. And see, that's a training of the brain right there. That's a training of the brain. Like, you know, even you know, if you ever study those people that they like they memorize numbers or something, like you could ask them like a 30-digit number and they can remember it. Yeah, they tell you that a lot of it is just practice. You know what I'm saying? If you keep, you know, practicing, memorizing things, you get better at it. You know what I'm saying? You know, the brother that taught me, that was one of the things he used to tell us, is that, you know, look, have some things on cap besides 120 lessons. You understand what I'm saying? Because, you know, you got to constantly, you know, the brain is not, you know, it's not muscle tissue, but it responds a lot in the same way as muscles. You know what I'm saying? If you exercise it, it'll get stronger. If you don't exercise it, it'll atrophy.
Well, how you exercise efficiently?
You gotta be on point. You know, you gotta put stuff in it, right? First of all, for it to, you know, you gotta the just like food and drinks is the fuel for the muscles in the body, right? Knowledge is the food and the fuel for the brain. So you gotta, you know, put that in there first of all. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta just be on point. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a brother that he told me about this exercise what he did, right? Dealing with mental sharpness. Is that he would leave something right here in front of his door, right? So that if he came back in the house and he wasn't on point, he would trip over that thing. You know what I'm saying? There's just one exercise to stay mentally sharp. Now, and the 5% in general, our exercise is we go through the Daily Decree. You know what I'm saying? When we did, I see when he came in and he actually laid mathematics. See all the stuff that you see, like, look, what you getting so far, you don't have to memorize word for word. To see all this papers that you got, yeah, eventually I'm gonna be asking you what you know about that. You see what I'm saying? See all of that, staying on point with that, right? Just like a person who, you know, LeBron James, you got to stay on point with his push-ups. You got to stay on point with squats. You got to stay on point with stretching. Yeah, right. You condition that's the actual word they use for it. You know, you got to condition your mind and your brain. You see what I'm saying? To be on point like that. You see what I mean?
That word was never positive, man.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They always used that for brainwashing.
Right.
Instead of mental exercise.
I mean, you know what though? Is that it's one of them words like cult and religion where you know, you saying brainwashing or whatever conditioning, right, is you know, kind of based on what is the morals of the person that you're talking about it, whether it's brainwashing or not. Meaning, if a person from America, right, you know, a person from the Vatican moves to Mecca, right? Person from the Vatican in Rome moves to Mecca and becomes Muslim. The people in the Vatican is going to say he was brainwashed. You understand what I'm saying? Or let's make it a little more. Let's say a child, right, who was a child in the Vatican, right, from a Christian family or whatever, and they somehow ended up in Mecca and became Muslim, they would say that person was brainwashed. But if a child from Mecca moved to the Vatican and became, they would say he was brainwashed. So the same thing what you're saying, see, you using the bathroom, I mean, going in the bathroom and you know, going to the toilet, that's conditioning. You see what I mean? But it's not called that because it's something that we see totally as positive. You see what I'm saying? Just like you wouldn't be able to separate what is the activities of the average cult from the average religion. You wouldn't be able to separate the conditioning from, you know, now look, that's another word that they might refer to, training. You know what I'm saying? They say you potty train this child. You can't, you know, because look, everybody don't use the bathroom the same way. You see what I'm saying? And some people, look, I had a cousin, right? He probably was born around 1910 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even before, I ain't sure. But he's from before 1920, right? Never seen him use the bathroom in the house. Yeah, it's not like, you know, it was like he did it sometimes if it was occupied or something, or he just refused to use the bathroom in the house. He wasn't conditioned that way. It wasn't comfortable for him. He just ain't like it. You know what I'm saying? Me, on the other hand, I'm conditioned totally the other way. Like, what the hell are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? It could be any number of things, right? That's actually what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're actually, you know, especially because, like I tell you last time, right? We in the atmosphere out here with you know, we inside a culture, right? That's totally the opposite of ours. So see, if you're not properly conditioned, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna go out there and lose yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's certain things that I'm conditioned, right? When I come in the store, if I come in the restaurant, I'm looking for certain things. If I see it, I'm out. You understand what I'm saying? You know, certain things that look at if I'm around this, you know, I'm not it's inside. You know what I mean? You know, anything, and you know, it's just one of them things. Look, getting back to what I said, right? Conditioning is one of those things that's the knowledge. The science of how to condition a person, right, is knowledge. But what you use it for can be building or destroying. See what I'm saying? You can condition yourself to get up at a certain time because that's the best time for you to be successful, right? Or, you can be conditioned to, steal something every time somebody ring a bell. You see what I'm saying? You know about Pavlov?
Sound familiar.
Yeah, Pavlov, he was one of the early people dealing with the science of that. He's not the very first. I can't recall the people that were before him. But Pavlov, I think what was distinct about him was that he devised the experiment, right?
You were talking about the rat or the baby?
The dogs.
Oh, the dog.
You see what I'm saying? And so he conditioned them, right, to the point where it was a physical response. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because every time he rang the bell and the dogs thought they was going to eat, they would salivate. So he produced an actual physical response from a mental condition. See what I'm saying? So, and then he's on, the people who have the most access to his information is on the other team. You see what I'm saying? So once they kind of mix that with the kind of Freudian ideas about what motivates people, you see what I'm saying? Now they can condition people, they condition you, with Instagram pictures or whatever it is. See what I'm saying? Because, they came to the conclusion that sex, is besides maybe eating, is the biggest motivator. Yeah, so everything that is sold with sex. You know what I'm saying? But see, look, we've been conditioned with that ever since we was children.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning, like, look, see, I don't know if you're right. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what cartoons you look at, right? You ever saw Scooby-Doo?
Mm-hmm.
You ever saw the blind girl solve a mystery? Remember, it was Wilma. It was Vilma was the brown haired girl with the glasses.
Yeah. And
then it was the blonde girl. I think was her name Betty. I can't even remember her name.
I know what you're talking about. She had the short skirt on.
Yeah. That's what you remember. she was our kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She is.
Yeah. Smurfette.
But they made you say the girl with the glasses was always the brains of the man.
Yeah.
And you associate the glasses with.
Yeah. And the other girl's our kid. Smurfette. What did she do? What was her power?
I remember she was there. She was there just to be cute.
That's it. You see what I'm saying?
Because I said she was straight. That's how I'm hearing.
And so listen, we've all been conditioned with that. Meaning we conditioned to respond to that, right? And women is conditioned that that's all you got to do. Come around and be cute.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? But that's just like, that's what I'm saying though, is that's just what happened when the wrong people get in tune with it, right? But see, look, it's also conditioning, right? When a little kid, right? Like it was a book, I can't even remember what his name of his book, but I don't know why something about that book, I always remember that part. That was a kid and he went out, I think it was his father or grandfather, right? And his father and grandfather was a fisherman, but the way he used to fish, right? He used to take a deep breath and just go down under the water and catch them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like they was on the boat, his grandfather like that ain't go in. So he was telling the little kid how to practice. He was like, yo, you gotta breathe deep. So the kid breathed, he's like, nah, deeper than that, you gotta breathe deep. So the kid said he ended up breathing so deep that he ended up coughing, whatever happened, was a reaction. But when that happened, Then the grandfather was like, yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? So see him going with him every day, he's conditioning them to certain things. He's conditioning them, yo, you see how the water is right there? Yeah, now we ain't going there. You know what I'm saying? But over there, now ain't no fish over there. We're going over here. All of that's the training. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, when you don't brush your teeth and you don't feel right, that's conditioning. When you see like boxing and dude, he look like he knocked out, but he's still dodging punches and shit, that's conditioning. See what I mean? So that, yeah, you respond how you supposed to respond, and then when shit get thick. Still raining out there, Rondo? Trying to get out there before what's that? Oh man. Abdul Rafi.
So at birth, like he was given different steps. So it's like for us, what I mean is like we was given a disadvantage and we gain knowledge, we give a leg up to get an advantage because it's like if already when you first came into the world, they already conditioned you that there was something wrong with you, you were stupid, something like that, you ain't gonna really learn. Or like when you put some kids in special education when they wasn't really there, when they only just learned different.
Yeah, but that's not when they was born. Like I'm saying, a person is born purified. They're not positive or negative. You know what I'm saying? You gotta remember, before you meet any white people in your house is indoctrinated and shit. You know what I'm saying? And their condition, right, to think feeding you to the beast is the best thing to do. You understand what I'm saying? You know, they're gonna not only, you know, take you to where the devil is, they're gonna tell you to make sure you cooperate. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna tell you, look, go there, don't ask the teacher no questions. Don't question them, just do what they say. Not saying that, you know, you're supposed to be in there cutting up, but just saying that you've been conditioned, right? That look, you know, if you want the you know, child's soul to not burn in hell forever, take them to church. You know, in order to teach them right from wrong, you got to take them to church. So, you know, that's what ends up happening to people, like you said, by the time you fall or whatever, right? You've already the building blocks, right, of all this illusion and all this bullshit in your mind is already here. You know what I mean? You already believe in Santa Claus and the Christmas fairy and the Christmas fairy, the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny and all of this shit. You see what I mean? So as the motherfuckers start to just pile more and more illusion on, you see what I'm saying? Especially because these first couple of fairies, they give you gifts. You know what I'm saying? Tooth Fairy bring you money, Santa Claus bring you presents, Easter Bunny bring you eggs. You see what I mean? So now we tell you about this other nigga that nah, see, you gotta pay us now. You ever heard that? I don't know if that's in the Bible or if it's just a saying in the church, right? But when I was like little, like 4, 5, 6, I used to hear the preacher saying, you know what I'm saying, that the people that was little like me, right, that we needed to be taught to give 10% of our money to the church. That we need to be conditioned, right?
At that age?
Yeah, that if we had $1, right, we're supposed to give 10 cents to the church. And so that what he's saying to the parents is that if you condition them like that now, then when they get $100,000, they'll give 10,000 to the church. You know what I mean? Because, you know, and then, you know, the parents, you know, well, I'm going in on my great grandmother. She born 1800. So, you know, her like, she like, oh yeah, shit. You know, if you get to that point, then surely, you know, you've taught them all this Christianity. Fine with me, I stopped putting the 10 cents in there. Once my cousin, we got home one day, my cousin went to the store. Yeah, how you get money? He's like, yeah, man, I ain't put the money in the basket at church. Once I found out he did that, and God ain't strike him down. And listen, Sunday afternoons, man, we hit the store every day at the church after that.
So orders were basically made for you to be in fear.
Well, yeah, that's it.
You couldn't really access your own knowledge. Or was afraid to even access it, or even ask questions about it.
Well, see, fear, the type of fear you're talking about is conditioned. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever see a little kid and shit, like walk up to like a pit bull and just pull him by the tail and fuck them all up? Yeah, I seen that around times. Because they don't know what a dog is. They don't know, you know, they just see a little thing and shit. They don't know the difference between
I
this
see
and
a
a
girl
dog.
most of the time.
Nah, something programmed that into. Yes, I mean, you naturally have a response to danger, right? And that response can be conditioned, right, to come out at inappropriate times, right? Or to overpower the other part of that response, right? Which is fight or flight, right? So the other part is for you to go into some kind of action. But you can be conditioned with that paralyzing fear. See, like that, the dark is scary, you're conditioned with that. Like once upon a time, people used to be buried in the backyard. Funerals was in the house. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really hospitals like that. If people got sick, they died right at the house. They called the people from around the town, had a funeral, and buried the person in the backyard. people start being scared of dead bodies with Edgar Allan Poe. Start writing all these stories about, dead people coming to life and fucking with people and shit. Yes, I mean, so that started being a fear. Like, why would people have been scared of Frankenstein before it was Frankenstein? You know what I'm saying? You was conditioned with that. From them showing you the scary stories when you was little. See what I'm saying? But it's other things, right? That you might laugh at people. Is the way they condition with, like, they scared of something, and it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But they condition a different way. Or look, I see these people that they had this temple where they worship rats. Yeah, the rats was all running around, and the people, they in there, like the women, everything, they in there playing with the rats is running all over people, eating out the plate with them. That's the way they condition, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So certain things, it's like, I'm saying certain superstitions, right? When they like, oh yeah, those people are scared of that. And you don't even know that thing exists. You know what I'm saying? You might have people in Australia, they're like, that mountain right there, don't go up there. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Sometimes you don't go up there. I remember it used to be certain women back in the days, like if they didn't have nobody around them, we used to think they was witches. I don't know where it came from, but just I remember one day somebody came downstairs on Davidson Avenue and said they knocked on the lady door that's a witch and ran. Lady that's a witch. So we went back up there, we knocked on the door and ran again. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, looking back, all of those was women that they didn't have no husband or nothing. They had kids, they wasn't coming around. And we should just somebody start saying they were witches. I mean, I can't even say. I just remember it was certain women that they was calling witches, right? Where we get that from? Yes, I mean, we was conditioned with that. To think that we're gonna knock on her door and she's gonna come out and cast a spell on us or some shit. You understand what I'm saying? It seems silly now. Yeah, but mostly all the fears is conditioned in you like that.
It makes you question, like, what are basically if you were really afraid of an illusion.
Question. Yeah, that's what it is. You're scared of the illusion.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's like, when I mean question, it's like, damn, like, you thinking about it, like, wow, like, I was really scared of this, but why was I really scared of it? Like, where did it come from? How did I even get to this point where I'm just like, every time somebody puts on something on the street, or have a response to it?
Lack of knowledge. There's something about fear and knowledge is two things that it's hard for them to exist at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Even in terms of you being afraid of a person, you know what I'm saying? You could be afraid of pain. That's rational. You know what I mean? But you're afraid because you don't know what's gonna happen when you interact with this person. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's violent or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Even death itself is fear of that is fear of the unknown. You know what I'm saying? And especially knowledge of your own power destroys fear. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, because at the end of the day, if what you fear does happen, right? But you know that you're going to be able to respond successfully to it, right? Then, yeah. You see what I mean? So,
so then most people are trapped in that ignorance, but they have sometimes an inability to access the power to get rid of their own fear.
they don't have knowledge of their own power. Because, you know, when you're dealing with religion, you taught that all the power is outside of yourself. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, it's like we on this plane right here, right? But everybody ain't people and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like some people is angels and Nephilim and nah. It's the original man and the colored man. That's who it is. It ain't no other people with no other more power. You understand what I'm saying? Or no other people with no other less power. You see what I'm saying? It's us and what we do with the knowledge that we got. You see, when you live in it now, that's what I'm saying. All of that's the building blocks of fear. See what I'm saying? You know, when you start hearing about the devil and all of that, that's all the building blocks, right? That, you know, see, fear, once that shit has been conditioned, right? It's just in a person. This is how fear becomes irrational, right? Person that's scared can walk down the block, right? And nobody's outside. Shit is dark. And that person would get scared. That same person could walk down that same block, right? And it's only one other person walking on that block. One other person. And they get scared. The same person could walk down the same block and see 10 people. Yeah. See, each one of those circumstances, it could potentially be dangerous, but your reaction is that you're scared. See what I'm saying? So once that's conditioned in the person, you can kind of just call it up and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of just say, "Boo," and the person is, because the fear is in them now and shit. See what I mean? You know, what fucks it up, right, is if the person learns that they can overcome it. See, like I said, it's a natural thing, right? The purpose of it, right, is to get you on point. Right? Get your blood pumping the right way for you to react and all that. See what I'm saying? Now, it's just a matter of how you respond to it. If you freeze up because of it, or you spring into action because of it. You know, but it'd be the same people. It's the same feeling. And you know, some people, they'd be like, yo, it's about to be a big day coming up, whatever it is. And one person be like, yeah, you know, I'm a little bit nervous about what's going to happen, you know, going. And then they ask the next person, they be like, yeah, you know, big thing come up there, yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait. It's a whole different energy. That's actually the same thing that's happening inside them. But the way they responded to it is different. See, one person knows that, oh, nah, this is it. It's that feeling that I get right before I get busy. And the other person is like, damn, this, you know, I don't know what's going on and shit here. You see what I'm saying?
Makes sense. So going back to like earlier when you said
Hakeem Williams, Hakeem from 454. You talking about Hakeem that used to live across the hallway? Oh, what's that? Yeah. This is who I think it is. Yeah, matter of fact, yeah, that is their last name. It's fucking Hakeem. What's the deal, man? Yo, y'all, I do Hakeem. Well, I met you, Hakeem. You about 6 or 7? Not even, man. Hakeem and his family used to live across the hallway. Hakeem is one of my son's people right here. Yo, what's going on, huh? You still out here in Harlem? You see what I'm saying? That's to show you his knowledge of build. He really feels good. Now, see, if I would have destroyed it, right? If my knowledge was, if I wasn't a builder, we wasn't positive, then she might come on here with a whole other reaction. You gotta, God damn it. How can I, Hakeem? You know what? What is my yeah, hold on. Let me put this. All right. You see that email right there, Hakeem? Hit me on that email. I get you back in touch. Get you back in touch with your team. And y'all all up there now, man. We got, I think you know Alasia. You never met. They got another sister now. They got another little sister now. What's your deal with Boogie, man? I ain't see. I know. I'm pretty sure you're still calling that. Yeah, say these men used to be in my house playing video games every day, and eating chicken sandwiches with cheddar cheese. Those was the days over there at the battlegrounds. What time is it? 9:44. Yeah, set that out. About to make some tracks. Get out of here. Tomorrow, of course, we back at 7 o'clock. Hit me up. No doubt. And I'm gonna get you back in touch with everybody. I know Amon Born gonna be happy to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? Until Deja, I see you too. Deja is out in Wisconsin somewhere now. She keep telling me where, but it's just town is too small. But at any rate, until tomorrow at 7 o'clock, we're gonna sign off. Say peace here from the G building, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, man. Hearing from Hakeem, that make this one of the best That definitely make this one of the best episodes, man, we had. Man. That right there, that was a good thing. I see Hakeem every couple of years. But in the meantime, in between time, we're going to sign off and say peace. Everybody that made it this far, do the each one, teach one. Hit the like button. And I'll see y'all tomorrow at 7. Peace.